How are we feeling about Chase Yong? Grade to Chase Yong trade. What do you give it for the 49ers for John Lynch? It's great. It's a good move by them. Bold move. They made a move happen. I know they were looking for a corner. They weren't able to get it done. Would have been nice to have a Dory Jackson, J.C. What's his name? Johnson from Chicago.
Jalen Johnson.
Apparently the Bears didn't move him. Bears are weird. I don't know what the hell they're doing.
They're making very odd decisions.
Yeah,
they make such a great trade when it comes to that first rounder because they got two basically in the top five this year, them and Carolina. But you made the Claypool trade last year, and then you make this one for Sweat. I don't know. Ryan Poles is weird.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but they have a lot of money and they have a lot of picks, so they can turn it around very quickly. By the way, Roasters, 7:30. You're going to want to listen at 7:30. That's in 10 minutes because from that point, from 7:30 to 7:50, you will need to know the show. Why would you need to know the show? Because we are hosting our first ever 95-7 The Game knockout tournament at Chase Center. That's right, Chase Center, the same place where Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, Chris Paul, Jordan Poole, Andrew Wiggins, Kevin Looney all play basketball before. You get to go to Chase Center and participate in the first ever 95-7 The Game knockout tournament. Tune in this week and next week, and make sure you're listening to this show at 7:30 a.m. 7:30 a.m. It's in 10 minutes, and you can learn how to qualify. Each show during that 2-week stretch, we'll be picking one winner each show. Every single day. Make sure you're locked in 95-7 The Game during these weeks, and you could have a chance to launch shots from this very same spot that Steph and Klay does. That's right, 95-7 The Game knockout. 888-957-9570. Chase Yong, thoughts? Let's go to Sean in Oakland. We'll start off there. Sean in Oakland, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's up,
Good morning. Yeah, man. I give him about a B. So maybe what Shasty was talking about, that he might needed a change of scenery and everything. Because I'm looking at his stats, and the only time I've seen him even doing good was back when he first started with those 7-something sacks that he had, and everything else has been declining. In 2020, he didn't really have anything going on for him, so I think he was injured or something that year. But maybe he do need that change of scenery and that change of coaching stuff, just like how Rodman needed that change from wherever he went when he went to Chicago with the Bulls and stuff and won those championships. Now it's really ain't no excuse now for Bosa, like you said. And ain't no excuse now. Now you got your boy from Ohio and all this other stuff. So now what you going to do with this? I don't want to hear no more excuses and talk about the schemes and everything, because all I seen Bosa doing was pushing the offensive lineman and trying to get the quarterback. So I don't know what other offensive scream you can when you only got one move. So now you ain't got no choice. Now you got your homeboy. Let's see what you can do this year.
Let's see it. Good call, Sean. Good call. Any Washington Commander fans out there? That can grade Chase Yong and let us know? Because we'll get Grant Paulson on. He's covered Washington for a long, long time. Former NFL player. We'll get his thoughts at 8:30 about Chase Yong. But I would love to hear from some fans about Chase Yong, because our boy from the Olympian Company, my boy Alex Rototo, I had no idea he was a Commander fan. He's been texting me, man, I'm a Washington fan. Chase is going to show that explosion. I'm like, really? He's been pressuring the quarterback like his first year. Washington defense is getting pressure and sacks, but the offenses are getting ready to rock fast when Del Rio, like the Niners, they're only bringing 4. It might work better with the Niners because Washington doesn't have anybody inside like the 49ers. So my boy Alex Rototo, Olympian Company, shout out to Olympian Company. They're doing big things. Olympian Company. You ever had E40's Olympian Company? Alex Rototo, really, really good.
They came in the studio that way.
Yeah, they have. Well, I need some more Olympia. I'm off that soda diet. I can have a little bit of Olympia now, Alex.
I believe they also are at Chase and at AT&T.
Oracle Park.
Excuse me. And Michelle usually goes and searches it out. It's behind home plate.
Home plate, yeah. There you go.
See, I have in there. You know, what's interesting to me regarding the Washington situation, I did a hit yesterday in Washington, D.C. They want to know, like, how are Niner fans feeling it? And I asked them, like, I don't understand. Why would you get rid of a young player? It's not like you're, like, up against it when it comes to the salary cap. And they're like, we're in like tank mode. We're tearing it down, you know? And
why? That
was a lot of what they were saying. And it sounded like they were done with him and he was done with them. Yeah. As in the situation, having his 5th-year option declined, I think set him off, and he was frustrated. And it felt like, you know, the trade of Sweat signified, all right, we're waving the white flag, and we're we're going in a change of direction from Ron Rivera as well, but organizationally, they're just going to try to, shut it down, I guess. And so these are two teams going in two different directions. The Niners in win now mode, whereas Washington is like, all right, we need to go back to the asset accumulation mode.
No doubt. Dublin March. TJD tonight. Yeah, I can't wait to watch them. I can't wait for the Warriors game tonight. Oh, Warriors got to be feeling good. Niners, you know what? This is a good move. I respect the 49ers and John Lynch for making a move like this. They are a bold organization. And they're telling you, anybody out there who are questioning whether or not we're all in on this year, which is hard to do when you think about all the money they spent. Well, they're all in. They tripled down on this season to go try to win a trophy. It's all about the Super Bowl this year. So, and I think that's no problem. It's no problem being a Super Bowl or bust type of team. It's okay. Like, I think people scoff at it and push back saying, Super Bowl or bust. We can still have a great season. There's still going to be memories provided. Like beating the Cowboys 42-10. I'll never forget that. I'll brag about that till the day I die. But we want that Super Bowl. All right? And to be a Super Bowl or bust type of team, I love that. I love being relevant and being in competition like that and making moves like they did yesterday. That's just a low-risk, high-reward move for Chase Yong.
I think we're in lockstep in the optimism and like the all-in, feel from the organization, from like a team-building aspect, trying to strengthen. I don't know if pass rush is their weakest, but like to me, the two weaknesses on the team right now, I could say offensive line, certain parts of the offensive line, and I would say secondary. Those are clear weaknesses, right? Now, we don't know what the upgrades were that were available and what the cost was and all that, so we're purely speculating. I wanted them to hopefully upgrade the secondary and then try to get a lineman. Almost never see linemen get moved, right? It's very rare to see a lineman get moved. But I see a lot of people pushing back on like, well, you already have a ton of pass rushers and you're getting another one. I'm always in the business of trying to acquire good players with upside and upgrades. Like I'm all about like upgrading, constantly trying to upgrade. So I understand the point of view of saying like, well, pass rush shouldn't be an issue. Well, on this team right now, it kind of is, and they need to bolster it. And yeah, it sucks that they've had to throw all of this money and all of this draft capital at the pass rush and at the defensive line. But at the end of the day, what's a third-round comp pick that you got for free?
No, this is dropping a bucket. This is dropping a bucket.
And I think this is one of those maneuvers where if you're angry this morning, I think you're looking to be angry. And if you're, skeptical about him being good, that's totally fair because he has been spotty. I mean, he's got 14 career sacks. Bosa had 15 and a half 2 years ago and 18 and a half last year. Now, that was when he was Premier Bosa. But for him to be a good player for the 49ers, one of two things happens. Either he flashes and shows some of the potential that we think he has in him, or Bosa starts to take off, right? Because of some of the pressure that he's doing on the opposite end. Either way can be a win for the Niners.
So, of course, Chase Yong barely played last year due to the ACL injury that he suffered in late 2021. But overall, in his career, he has 26 quarterback hits. 26 quarterback hits. 19 career tackles for loss. Now, he did win the Rookie of the Year with 7.5 sacks, 12 quarterback hits in 15 games. He hasn't played much the last 3 seasons. Played a total of 19 games. 19 games due to injuries. Is the explosion back?
Well,
is he how well does he play against the run? Because that's another thing. Drake Jackson was not good on the edge against the run. Cleveland Farrell, who you brought in, was not good against the run. The edge, whether it's Cleveland, Minnesota, or last week against the Cincinnati Bengals, these teams have gotten the edge in the run game. Containment has been broken. Hell, Nick Bosa lost containment against Joe Mixon in the fourth quarter. So the defensive ends have not been good against the run.
Yeah.
How's Chase Yong against the run? Everybody's talking about rushing the passer, rushing the passer, rushing the passer. But when you play Philadelphia, they're going to run the football. When you play Seattle, Kenneth Walker III is going to run the football. When you play Baltimore, they're going to run the football. Down the stretch here, Jacksonville, Travis Etienne, guess what? They run the football. And they just traded for a guard last night from Minnesota, Ezra Cleveland, or Cleveland Ezra, or whatever the hell his name is, guard. So Jacksonville will run the football. So if we keep talking about rushing the passer, How is he against the run?
Well, they go hand in hand, obviously. I when I was studying him coming out, right? Not that I'm freaking, Mel Kiper Jr. or anything like that. The reason why I kept calling him Jadeveon Clowney, well, the knee, right? Because the knee is a big part of this. Like, the knee's got to be healthy. It's got to be right. And we see certain guys just have knee injuries, right? It just happens. But the reason why I was comping him there is because Jadeveon in college got away with just overpowering people. He was such a physical dominance that he'd go up and he just plowed through someone with the power move. There is more artistic ability that you have to showcase in the NFL as a passer. And then Bosa's learning this right now.
Right.
You can't just bully people and get to the quarterback consistently. You have to have a variety of moves, and you have to set moves up. And again, I'm watching from afar. I haven't seen a lot of hand movements, right, from this guy. He's not a guy that's going to showcase a variety of different combination of moves, right? Like Von Miller has a different combination of moves. He's also an all-time player.
Yeah, he's got spin moves. He's got hand movements. He's got everything.
The duck can go around.
He can bull rush you, too. He gets under. He gets that leverage at the pad level, gets that low pad level, and just pumps you in the chest.
Here's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that iron sharpens iron, and when you get him and Bosa together, these guys working together, I think it can only help them. In the same way that, like, hey, you get a little burn off shooting three-pointers with Steph Curry. Maybe you learn a little something. I think these guys working together with Chris Kocurek, because I believe in Chris Kocurek a lot as a defensive line coach. If anyone can maximize whatever is in there for Chase Young, I believe Chris Kocurek is one of the top guys in the league
I think
to be able to
too.
extract that out of him.